Okay, trigger warning and for entertainment purposes only. We're jumping to 2009 to Andrew Russell of Bathurst. Okay, so we got a little bit of backstory. So in Armidale in 2000, he asked me, was I related to an Andrew Russell? And I said, I don't think so. Why? Didn't think nothing of it. Then we go 2000, beginning of 2021, when I was there from, back there around my daughter's birthday. He asks me again, am I related to an Andrew Russell? And I said, I don't think so. But I mean, I walked up to the shop and I rang my mum. And I asked her, and she said, not that I know of, but I don't think so. She has, but I don't really know. Okay, so left it at that, and I went back, and he asked me, and I told him what Mum said. I said she, doesn't think so, but she doesn't know. Left it at that. It's not a coincidence that he asked me that stuff. Why he thought I was related to him, I don't know. But I had a friend named Russell. When you're in a relationship and a friendship, and you start talking and you're telling people stuff, and I'm talking about my mate Russell, blah blah blah. So maybe he thought that my mate Russell was Andrew Russell, but I mean, Russell is Andrew's last name, not a first name, and my mate's first name is Russell. So, but we're talking about a psychopath, so they twist stuff. So he was back in Bathurst. I mean, I plotted and planned in 2004 to get rid of him, and everything just fell in place. The universe just worked in my favour. And his mum rang and she was going on about, your daughter's having another grandbaby, you should see. So I used that. Oh, you should go see, you've never seen your grandbabies, you should go visit and blah, blah, blah. So off he went. But I ended up ringing one of his cousins when he was there, and I said, he shacked up with another woman just like he, cheated all through the whole 8 years and cheated on every other woman that he ever was with, his exes and all that. Psychopaths do have a sex addiction, so, they're cheaters. I plotted and planned to get rid of him. 30th of May 2004 is when I got rid of him, and I rang up his cousin, and his cousin, yeah, and he took the phone down there. I said, can you take the phone down, and I'll ring back in 10 minutes. And I rang back in 10 minutes, and he handed him the phone, and I said, don't ever come back, and changed my phone numbers and all that stuff. It was quite funny because, he was ringing like 4 a.m. in the morning, and I'm like, what are you ringing for? Oh, because I can, and then hanging up like 4 a.m. in the morning. So, that's when I thought, nah, that I've had enough. That's it. Like, see ya, bud, you can go. Because I knew he'd stuff up. I just knew he would. But in 2005, he was in Bathurst. Andrew Russell was coming from, lived in Slim Street or something, and my dad's nickname was Slim. There's so many connections, to me, which is horrid in itself, to some of these people, missing persons and missing loved ones. Louise, the drawing that I drew in the morning, Louise Roberts, of a pregnant lady with no head. The two cousins in Dubbo, Malcolm Nadem, they were found, their bodies were found Butler's Falls. Janine Vaughan, I might know where she is. Jessica Small, obviously that connection's been said. And it's weird, and I wish I'd screenshotted this stuff back in 2009 because I seen on the computer that he was arrested, and a lot of these missing people, he ended up, because obviously the DRU, GESs and all that, and, he'd either end up assaulting whoever he was with. I mean, that's what was happening to me. He'd either do it before so he could get away, or he'd do it after. Louise Roberts, I got it after she went missing. Jessica, I didn't get nothing with Jessica. Janine Vaughan was before she went missing. Yeah. And, the funny thing is, he literally showed up here, which, like, before Andrew went missing. I mean, it's sick. Like, yeah, sick. I mean, my foster daughter that I had at the time, because I used to foster care. I did that on and off for 12 years. Extreme needs teenagers with mental health. And the foster daughter I had at the time, we were in the car, and I was coming home, and he was driving past my house bipping the horn. Because, I mean, that was his favourite thing to do, was to bip the horn. I mean, he did it in Lismore to some places, so I don't know, because I don't know where Louise Roberts lived, and I don't know where Lucy McDonald lived, so for all I know, that could have been their homes that he was bipping the horn going past, because, I mean, that was his, like, signature mark. And he re-traumatised his exes. I mean, yeah, he did it to me also. I mean, he showed up here quite a few times, and sometimes going up to Queensland, so it makes me wonder, like, were their targets up there? Because, I mean, he was a police informant, so he worked with them. I mean, this is dating back from the 70s and all that stuff, so, he, in a way, he got off with everything and he was protected. Like, all he did to me, he got slaps on the wrist, everything. He tried to KILLED me, and he got a slap on the wrist. And that was not just once that he tried this stuff. He ended up taking off. It was either 2003 or the beginning of 2000. I mean, probably just before 2004 or something like that. So I don't know where he went. Wouldn't have a clue. There's a possibility that someone went missing then, because he ended up in jail. And he was ringing me to bail him out, but I had no money to bail him out. I had 4 kids, get real. He ended up getting his ex from Bathurst to bail him out, and of course she did. Like a stupid idiot like me, she was in love with him still, and she had kids to him, and, and he'd sleep over and visit and all that stuff. So, she calls me a home wrecker. In a sense I was, but I mean, he was the home wrecker because he latched on to me, and I was naive and stupid, and he fully controlled me and my brain. But yeah, Andrew Russell, I wish I'd taken the screenshots, pictures of that. He was out Kelso, and the car ran into someone's fence, and there was photos of it on Facebook back then in 2009. So, I mean, it's not a coincidence that Andrew Russell went missing around about that time, and it's not coincidence that he was asking me in 2000, and in 2001 was I related to him. Like that's not a coincidence that happened. So yeah, I mean, this is sick and twisted like you never believe. My brain's melted so many times over this, like, yeah.